got a thing going on.
Everybody deals with relationships their own way. I mean, some people find great strength in going to therapy and marital counseling and listening to the Rolonda show and getting some great tips. Other people say that, they have a different twist on how they save their marriage. Hillary Black is the editor-in-chief of Tango magazine. Hi, Hillary. Welcome to the Rolonda show.
Hi, thanks so much for having me on.
I have to tell you this, Hillary. We were quite captured by an article.
I want to make clear from the outset that Tango magazine is not advocating having affairs as the solution to solving your relationship problems. Rather, what we try to do is to explore the complexities of relationships today. And this was such a shattering story, and one that was so unusual and so contrary that we felt it was important to publish it, because the woman who is writing anonymously told me the story about her marriage. She met her husband when they were in college. She was only 18 years old. They were together for all of college, and then they got married right after graduation. And I always thought of them as this kind of perfect couple, both incredibly, incredibly successful people. And as we got to know each other better, she kind of revealed what I thought was a bombshell and told me a story that I personally found quite disturbing and also very negative, as I'm not a big proponent of infidelity. But hearing that this relationship, this illicit relationship that she fell into, in fact, was the key to finding her path back to her husband, who at that point she had been with for 14 years, I thought was so interesting, so different, so innovative, that I wanted to publish it, because this was this woman's story. And obviously it's a very sensitive subject. It's why she chose to write it anonymously. But I thought it was important to examine the different ways that relationships play out.
Well, this is interesting. I mean, just the fact, I think so many of us, and by the way, we're speaking with Hillary Black, who is the editor-in-chief of Tango magazine. I think so many of us are voyeurs, Hillary. I mean, we just kind of like to peek into another window and see what's going on and how people are coping. Ironically, something that is so scary in relationships is the very same thing that this anonymous writer is saying, hey, look, this is the thing that keeps me right here as a Mrs.
Right. Well, I think that what's interesting about her story is that she wasn't looking to have an affair. She was with her husband for a very long time, and she was feeling increasingly separate from him because he had a very demanding job. And while her job was demanding, she felt that he was working constantly and she never saw him, which I think is a very common situation. Mm-hmm. That's why we wanted to publish her story, because we thought a lot of people would identify with many different elements of this. But this, again, is just her story, and she was able to be as honest as she was.
Hillary, this is one line from the article. It says, his schedule required him to be gone most weekends. When he was home, he was somnambulant.
Yes.
What does that mean, asleep?
It means sleepwalking. It means it's like the opposite of insomnia. He was walking, ambulatory, but practically asleep.
He had checked out emotionally.
He had such a demanding job that he was even when he was home, he was barely awake. So she fell into an affair. She wasn't looking for one. She was not happy in her marriage. Most people who have rough spots in their marriages don't immediately run out to have affairs. The interesting story about this woman is that she fell in love with the person she had the affair with, didn't tell her husband for a while, and ultimately decided to leave him, not for this other man, but because she realized that neither relationship was making her happy, and she wanted to kind of learn how to be on her own. And with some separation, she realized that the affair had made her realize all of the qualities in her husband that were complementary with her, that she didn't have the perspective to see on her own while she was ensconced in the day-to-day of the complexities and difficulties.
You as an editor, just on a wider, more general level, as you are an editor-in-chief of Tango magazine, life has changed so much. Relationships change so much. How do you keep up with the trends, and where do you find them these days?
Well, one of the things we do at Tango is to go out into the field and talk to people who are in all different kinds of relationships. Tango is aimed directly at women who are in the first 5 years of marriage, are seriously looking to settle down. We call them, it's a group of women who are coming of age romantically and making decisions about their romantic lives that will impact them forever.